When you think of the canal, what do you think of? And I've always been around the canal in some way growing up, but recreation and history are key. And when I moved to Ottawa about 8 years ago, I found that the canal was dry there, and I got involved in looking into our artifacts there and figured we need to rewater it. And so I'm working on a project now to get about 0.6 of a mile rewatered. I'm really in the middle of determining what it's going to take to accomplish that, working with all the agencies and all the approvals, and just financially, how can we accomplish it? I do hope to see us rewater as much as 60 miles of the canal, because I like to travel the canal. I like to travel. Is the timer on?
I'm not sure. Keep going.
Okay. Give me more time to talk. And Dennis is afraid that I like to talk too much. So,
keep going.
Okay. We're working on a project that we're beginning to get support for, both with DNR, with the City of Ottawa, and the whole Canal Corridor Association. Well, we like to go on the trail, but whether we're biking or cross-country skiing or walking, it's so much more pleasing when there is water in the canal, and historically it gives us a better perspective of the canal. Yeah, I think I'm just going to move it. I've been a canoer for a long time, and canoeing is sort of a dream of mine to see if we could develop it as a canoeing trail that could potentially be 60 miles long. The old DNR development plan did anticipate launch sites and camping sites for canoeing and kayaking as well. Certainly wildlife and bird watching and those kinds of things will be much better if we had water in the canal. And if we did, and we had that kind of transportation, it could spark vendors who could be part of it. This would be an economic engine for many industries. And of course, with water in the canal, the structures that we see all over the place, like the aqueduct in Ottawa, would actually look like it was an aqueduct if it had water in it. In 2003, a preliminary study was done about rewatering a section of the canal in Ottawa, and I have worked to revise that study and bring it more up to date with my Ottawa Canal Association that we formed, and we're beginning to develop the criteria and work with the various agencies. Obviously, that's our key site in Ottawa, the only remaining toll house on the canal, and we've taken the boat from the movie Prairie Tides and put it there next to the toll house, but it doesn't look like it because something is missing in that picture. Well, about a year ago, we did have water in the canal with the flood, picture of what it might look like. We don't want to rewater it that way, though. But the city has become very much behind the project. In the last year, we've been doing a comprehensive development plan for the city, particularly for downtown. I've got a copy of the comprehensive plan over on the shelf over there. You can look through. The city is very much behind the project and really keys into the historic significance of the canal to Ottawa. Ottawa was originally the western terminus of the canal until they found that the river was not navigable up to Ottawa, and it was extended. This is one of the pages right out of the report that highlights Ottawa as a canal town, and that picture is also on the shelf if you want to look at that. Here's some of the other pictures that really talk about some of the key features of the canal. We had the main canal, a feeder canal, a lateral canal, an aqueduct, and major industrial development in Ottawa was sparked by the coming of the canal in 1848. And so the comprehensive plan has identified some key features of the canal of the downtown area. And the key thing is our canal is right up here and the toll house is right there. And it is the third priority in our plan to be the gateway to downtown. And although you probably can't read that, the gateway really talks about the rewatering of the canal, the recreational destination aspect of it, that there'll be a park. We're looking at enhancing the bridges that you would come into as you come into Ottawa, LaSalle and Columbus Streets. And this is an illustration out of it of how the bridge would be enhanced above so people would notice it, and you'd have both the trail and canoeing going under the canal. And that is somewhat similar to what we see near Channahon right here where the canal goes under I-55, how you see they've accommodated both the water and the trail under there. The interesting thing, that picture was taken off of Google Earth. If you can walk down the canal by Google Earth, and they actually have some ground level pictures. And this is, again, one of the key features here of the lateral canal and a hydraulic basin that were a key part of Ottawa's economic development, which really shows the historic significance of it. Well, the key thing is that we need to develop a plan that will satisfy all of the requirements of various agencies that have to sign off on it. We have begun the plan. I've got that also on the shelf if you want to look at what it's going to take. And the key thing is I'm trying to define what is it going to take to get any section of the canal rewatered, so I'll have hopefully a template that others can use and to organize within your area to get your section also rewatered so we can have this 60-mile trail. It involves water supply, clearing the canal, flow control, earth shaping, those kinds of things. And one of the key things is water quality. As we see here, we don't want that kind of a thing to happen. And to show the complexity of it, I had put together a spreadsheet of all the agencies that you need to get approval from. And that's the process I would like to not only do for ourselves in Ottawa, but document so other people will have an easier time to get their section rewatered. Unfortunately, DNR is working with a 40-year-old plan as their development plan. It certainly needs to be updated, and I'm hoping that what we do will be part of that updating. And I am so encouraged to hear so many people in the introductions interested in rewatering their section of the canal, so I'm hoping to help you in the years to come. Thank you.